Hey guys, it's at CIV, aka YouTube Shikai11, and I'm back with another cooking video. Now I love to cook, but I have to be in the mood to cook. If I'm not in the mood, my dishes are usually trizash, but if I'm in the mood to cook, I get a lot of compliments. Now this is my version of the Crock-pot Jamaican brown stew chicken. And what I did is I have the chicken wings. I picked up the 10-pound bag of chicken wingettes from Costco, Sam's, your supermarket, whatever. What I did was I soaked them in a little bit of vinegar and water, and then I clean off the feathers and season them up. Now, what I used to season was Tony Chachere's original Creole seasoning, or you can use whatever seasoning salt you have, so it doesn't matter. That's my version of seasoning salt. Regular seasoning salt, but that's what I use, or Lowry's or whatever. And I season with a little bit of adobo, all-purpose seasoning, called pimento, and that is with the pepper. I also use a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of black pepper, excuse me, a little bit of garlic powder. And what I'm going to use is a little bit of fish grease, fish and meat sauce. Now, you don't have to use it. You can just use the browning, which is what I'm going to use, is the browning, and that is by Caribbean Choice. You can use Grace, you can use Jamaican Choice, you can use whatever, as long as it's browning, Gravy Master, or whatever. Also, I'm going to put in a little bit of allspice pimento. And what I'm going to do is put the wingettes in my crock pot. I'm going to set it for probably like 6 hours. Maybe 4 hours, but I will set my alarm clock for 4 hours and check on it and see how it is. Now, what I did here is I chopped up a half of a onion, a quarter of a red bell pepper, a quarter of a green bell pepper, 2 carrots, and probably a whole plum tomato, and this is a scallion. And I did 1 scallion spice. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the chicken in a crock pot. And this is the crock pot I'm using here. And this is the old one, but it was passed down from my mother. So, you know, it's a whatever crock pot you have. I put it on high. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all the seasoning. Now, usually I brown my chicken in a pot. But this is my first time trying it in a crock pot because I like doing things overnight. I'll wake up in a few hours. I put on some brown rice, some steamed veg, and my kids are ready to go. My husband's ready to go. So here we go. We have the crock pot. I'm going to put in the chicken. I'm going to put in all my... First, I'm going to put in the chicken. I'm going to put in my chicken first. Then I'm going to put a little dash on my chicken of the browning. And then I'm going to put a dash of the fish and meat sauce. You know what? Let me just season up the browning right now so you can see how it goes. Sorry. And what I'm going to do here is put a little bit of browning on my chicken. And we just pour a little over it. Like that. You see? And it's not too much. And I'm just going to marinate it or press it into my chicken. Make sure it's all in there. And I'm going to dump this whole pot into the crock pot. So if there's some seasoning left over, some water left over, all of it goes into the crock pot. You see? Everything is browned nicely. What I'm going to do is... I gotta wash off my hand. Make sure you don't contaminate. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my onion. And sorry, I'm out of fresh garlic. Usually there would be fresh garlic in here, but I'm all out of fresh garlic. And what I'm gonna do is sprinkle my onion all on the bottom of the crock pot, like that. I'm gonna grab my chicken. And I'm going to put all of it in the crock pot like that. Everything's in there. And you see all that? That's the goodness. That's a little bit of the seasoning, a little bit of the browning, and I'm just going to put a little bit of water. See, just enough to get all the seasoning and everything off the bottom of the pot. And I'm going to pour all that in there like so. And then I'm going to put my lid on. And I'm going to let this cook for like, I would say about 4 hours, maybe 3 hours. You got to get up and test it. Sorry, so I just set my alarm for 3 hours. I get up and test it. Once I get up and I test my chicken and it's nice and starting to cook, then I pour in the rest of the seasoning. Oh, sorry. This is my scotch bonnet or habanero, whatever you want to call it. I don't put that much in. So what I would do is take my chopper and I'm going to just chop like... put like that much. I have kids and they don't like too much pepper. I like pepper, but they don't like too much pepper. So I would take like that much. If you don't like spicy food, omit the pepper. I'm going to put all this in. Once I let my chicken cook for like 3 hours, I'm going to put all the seasoning in. The seasoning is the bell pepper, green and red, the carrots, the tomato, the scallion, the rest of the peppers I have. If I had garlic, which I ran out of, I will put the fresh garlic in there, but I will be putting additional garlic powder because I'm out of my garlic. Put my allspice in, and they look like this. It's little balls of allspice, pimento, and what I'll do is put probably like 7 in there in the pot, and I'll mash up 3, like smash them so it crowns up and it's broken, and I'll put it all in there, and I'll get back to you in the morning and let you know, or 6 hours and let you know how it turned out. Thank you. Bye-bye.